Well, I mean, at the end, you know, if I have a job and my husband also has a job, and we could both theoretically survive independently of one another, then, you know, we're not really interdependent.
Marriage of convenience.
Or you know, we're not interdependent to the point where it's just unthinkable to end the relationship. You know, it's thinkable from a sort of material level to end relationships.
Again, so this is maybe another byproduct of a lot of freedom, but this time it's financial freedom.
Yeah, and all of that again is downstream of social and material changes, which make it much more level pegging in terms of who can flourish professionally. I mean, the deindustrialization of the West and the rise in knowledge work has radically changed the balance of power between the sexes where it comes to who's earning, particularly when you go further down the economic scale.
Let me give you a quote that I got from Joyce Benenson a little while ago. Society is man-made, and in the modern world, men put themselves out of a job.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Benenson is a very sharp observer of men and women, and I think there's a lot of truth in it. Like I've made a similar argument. In a sense, men and women go work the job.
So you have this, whether it's a marriage of convenience or at least not one which is forced to be together. What would you say to the people that say, well, hang on a second, shouldn't I love my partner? Shouldn't we make each other better people? Are you telling me that I'm supposed to settle for some suboptimal love, just like plausibly passable guy that I'll spend the rest of my life with?
I don't have my headphones all the way on. That's unfortunate I didn't get the emote there, that's what I landed there for. Anything else I can do?
By the same token, choosing one person is by definition.
There's people here too. Yikes.
Because everybody annoys their partner after a while.
Maybe we can do something with this dirt bike.
Eventually you'll find something about the other person that gets on your nerves. It's just inevitable.
Different land locations.
And to an extent,
I'll get over here.
choosing one other person is a
Color mine?
definition.
Gold?
And if you're
Okay.
so hung up on the
Let me take the headphones back off.
optionality that you're never going to settle.
You know, I still have, like, in the back of my head, it's like, oh, I should get salty, humiliated on our side, I died, but it's like, I really don't care, bro. I'm playing a video game in the 21st century. I'm an able-bodied American male, bro. I'm chilling.
He has this, I really
so
want to dig
lucky.
into this more, but 4 out of 5
Blessed
childless
is a better way of putting it. Ooh,
women
ugly.
tend to not have kids. So around about 10% of women physically are incapable.
Damn, go straight at the whip.
Women, it seems, intended to not have children, which leaves 80% of women that didn't have kids not intending to not be mothers. And this is a meta-analysis by Professor Franziska Kaiser. It's a huge study replicated across multiple demographics, across multiple countries, territories, etc. And there's
nice. I got it.
Groups for women that grieve.
That was generous. I appreciate that.
That was the term that he used, and it just makes me like that. Grieve over the family that they never had. Really sent shivers down my spine. And yeah, it's the optionality. It's next thing, right? It's peering over the current.
Right, let me go over there
to see what's coming next, just in case.
Yeah, and it's when you're surrounded the whole time by some swiping right and swiping left, and you know the world seems to be awash in
That's a good thing I got the med miss because I just fucked up the med kit.
From the internet shop
get that.
of potential sexual partners, and they seem to be into that. Now I can see why the idea of settling would just seem unimaginable.
There's an enemy here. That's not good.
To a point where swiping right and swiping left is so normal that the idea of settling full stop has started to seem a bit strange.
Bounty boy, let me go get that.
I talk to people younger than me who tell me that if you're dating now, there's just nobody ever talks about exclusivity. It's not done to assume that if you're seeing somebody on a regular basis, and that is it used to be sort of taken as read that if you've seen somebody a few times, then you're probably not shagging other people, and that's kind of room to do that. Like if that was a norm, in the noughties, it isn't now. It's just and there's a whole new set of anxieties about even having the conversation with somebody you've been sleeping with for like 6 months. and then after 6 months, it's an incredibly delicate conversation to try and broach. Could we maybe just not be seeing other people? And that seems like an extremely back foot to be on where it comes to. Like that's very, very, very on the back foot where it comes to trying to sort of form a permanent relationship in the first place, let alone get to a point where actually you could be between you making long-term plans of any kind at all. And you're so far in that situation from being able to imagine the sort of radical loyalty, which I think is the basis for a kind of post-romantic marriage. That I really feel for the kids, because it just seems like a nightmare. It seems like an absolute nightmare.
Balance the scales of square the circle for me around. Don't marry someone off the street, no, but also know that post-romance marriage might be something that would be good to go for.
Well, I think there's probably there's obviously some due diligence to be done in terms of does somebody have more? Does somebody share your values? Does somebody share your life goals? Are they pleasant looking? Are they nice to their mum? That's that's a useful indicator. Do they treat their mum well? All of these things are good and important kind of basic due diligence. Don't marry somebody off the street. I probably don't marry somebody who's addicted to porn if you can possibly avoid it. All of those sort of common sense things. But fundamentally, are you? My view is that the economic change, material changes are once again going to force the issue, and for everybody except.
Really? You're just sitting over there?
You can carry on having these self-expressive marriages if they want to, because they're rich enough to just fuck around.
She did.
But for everybody else who's sort of a bit closer to the sharp end,
I'm giving you your fucking rocket launcher, bitch.
It's not possible to end your marriage. It's just not going to be sensible to end your marriage with the drop of a hat. Then we're just going to need each other more. And if the world goes on getting more dangerous and more unstable and more expensive, being interdependent is just a better way to be. It's just obviously, and particularly if you want to have children.
So I know it's not my fucking aim, dude. It's the boom.
Society is just better.
It's too easy to aim on this controller.
If you want to raise children, I shouldn't need to explain why that is. If everything is chaos, and you've got small children, this is obviously a problem.
One of the interesting things there, that atomization of society. You said everybody treats themselves as an individual that is separate from the rest and owes nothing to the rest of the world. What you end up with here is
that's cool skin.
Of the Commons effect, which is you're telling me that I'm supposed to settle down in order to contribute to societal stability. Well,
I got a free rocket.
Let everybody else settle down, and I can continue to cycle through my next thing until I find somebody that is of the optimal Mr. Darcy shape, size person that I'm looking for. That means that I get to benefit at the cost of everybody else.
Well, unless they've already got all the nice ones, and you're just left with the weirdos and the porn addicts. There's an opportunity cost there as well. At the end of the day, it's your. I don't think you're personally, but it's.
I do go for porn addicts. Actually, that's my primary demographic.
Well, I did like to ask.
You know me well. Let men be men. Why should you let men be men?
Let men be. Well, I mean, there's a very simple thesis. If you. It's all very well selling women to marriage, but that's not.
Did I get him too? I got damaged.
You're very far with that unless there's somebody half decent
that's funny.
to marry. And I think one of the problems.
They said I did damage to him also, right?
There are a lot of men who are really struggling. I probably don't need to rehearse the metrics on that. I dare say you have plenty of competitive guests to show you rehearse the metrics on that. So I'll have the ashes here. But there are a lot of men who are struggling. And
that is more
obvious than on a social scale. And although it's not a solution. There is no magic bullet solution to this. But I think one of the things that women here really have to lead by example is letting men form one another. If we want good men, then shouting at men is not going to make men into better men, because it's just observationally clear to me that.
I don't see anyone. You see anyone?
Good men make each other. Well, I mean, men as men. I'm really sort of hesitant.
In the tree?
This way, or to kind of.
Bruh.
But it's.
Why are you dancing?
Where it comes to.
Damn, 15 tick on fire? That's crazy.
It's don't listen to them. You know, beyond a certain point, it just sounds like nah, 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 nah. And they'll listen to their friends, and they'll listen to their dad.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. Where'd my teammate go? Wasn't there just somebody on my team right next to me?
And if somebody like that says, you should, if you want to be respected as a guy, you need to do following things, they'll listen. And the exact same message coming from their mum or their girlfriend is just going to sound like nah, 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 nah. And this is just observationally clear to me. And therefore, if we want even the fighting chance of decent men who are worth marrying, we probably need to back the fuck off a bit and let younger men form older men. That means allowing more space for single-sex sociality for men. And
what are these bugs? Am I seeing things? Am I not seeing butterflies? Holy shit, you drop like a rock! Dude, what is going on with this animation? You see my gun?
Such as women's prisons, then we're going to get a lot more support from men if we're not so hell-bent on banning them from socialising just amongst themselves.
Yes, okay, I see. Because you want to have your spaces kept protected, and you want us to be on board with that, meanwhile saying that we can't have any of our spaces left open.
Well, I think the paradigmatic instance of that is in Scouts. Right? Scouting went co-ed, some decades ago, and Girl Guides didn't. Until the gender war came along and said, well, no, actually, you have to have girl guides with penises if they say they're girls. Yeah. And the girl guide, then some subset of girl guide, raging with this. But of course, it kind of happened to the Scouts some time ago. That went co-ed, and I can't really speak to what was lost at that point because I'm on the phone. But I wouldn't be surprised if there were opportunities for male socialisation in specifically male terms that didn't happen as a consequence of that. And I think it's very difficult to prove a link between the obvious escalating level of psychic stress that men are experiencing and the fact that there are now very limited socially legitimate all-male spaces that aren't either produced as far right or under attack or politically under attack from people who would prefer to see them opened up in the interest of egalitarianism. But the numbers are in that show men are lonely, inactive, and increasingly so, and that's getting worse. And I think, as a matter of compassion, as a matter of justice, and also as
I cannot tell if that's an enemy or not, bro. I really cannot.
Being good men who've been formed by others. We should take a step back.
Fold this into that discussion around how men shape men and how women shape men as well. And so, Roy Baumeister, last German I spoke to him, men will do what women demand of them in order to get laid. Women set the standards for sex and men meet them. Quote, although this may be considered an unflattering characterization, we have found no evidence to contradict the basic general principle that men will do whatever is required in order to obtain sex, and perhaps not a great deal more. One of us characterized this in a previous work as, if women would stop sleeping with jerks, men would stop being jerks. If, in order to obtain sex, men must become pillars of the community, or lie, or amass riches by fair means or foul, be romantic or funny, then